even the venue where they want to do the rally. Airport. They were in fact, I have a longer video. This is the one I'm going to play and relax, and then I come back and say something, okay? Somebody said, and now I know why this Mayegun is always talking about this Obi. Because of what? Because Mayegun believed that with Obi, right, a real democracy will exist, right? People will be able to indeed express their own political view, including demanding for a constitutional change or demanding for a referendum and all of that. Well, if you think that is why I am actually on the side of Obi, on the side of the Obidients, being positive about you and all of that, then you are wrong. Now, first part, I don't believe Obi can make any difference. But the part that you probably may be right, is that somebody like Obi will likely, quote that word likely, will likely not unleash the military or DSS on the people who are having a conversation around, self-determination. Now, that may be a bit slow down, but because it is Nigeria, cancel that what I said the last time. Cancel it. So forget it. The reason why I am positive about the Obidients a lot of the time is because, like I said, Nigeria that I know, I have been doing this for over 10 years, my brother. 10 years is a long time. It's a huge experience that some of you may not value. But for those who know me very well, they will tell you that I've come of age. Sure, you get Nigeria, the way Nigeria is structured. Are you with me? The day anyone makes the right move, first to touch that constitution in Nigeria, Baba, and they get it all through, that will be the day you get to know why Nigeria was forced together in 1966. But I would say something to you. The most reason why I'm so positive about the Obidients is this. Now, nobody can say, after all your noise, all of you that disagree with PDP, APC, now you couldn't even pull anything to challenge them. So to me, in my book, who doesn't actually have a stake or anything in your election, you Obedient, you are the right karma that came the right time. Now, if you're forced, crumble this establishment to start with, I'm talking about this hegemony and the rest of them, you would have completely made history. And guess what? Whether I support you, I don't support you, I'll be able to tell the same history, the same story to my own children and children about your achievement. Because your achievement, in all regards, whether you win or not, what you are about to do with Nigeria is going to change the course of what Nigeria has been all about all this while. And it's a two-way thing. If you do all of this, and at the end of the day, like Kolu said in this video, listen, just quickly.
Obedience silly.
Now, did you get that? That confidence is not coming from somebody who is running on a platform of a political party or government that has done well for you. That's an insult, Abi. Now, imagine that after all of this effort and all of that, the result now show that it beats you silly. But they feel that if they have beaten you silly and you feel otherwise, so two things will happen, okay? If you go quietly after that, that means the old order, that brought you to this desperate state, right? The old order has won. And just right there, it will disinterest a lot of you about Nigeria. I know that. Or it will spring up the much anticipated revolution that you will now have a reason to say you've done everything right, but these guys are not going anywhere. They are not ready to. We are not going to keep up with them. Two things will happen. That's what I'm interested in. Because whatever happened after all, it's Nigeria. That Nigeria will not remain the same again. Is that it's going to get worse that it will lead to a civil war between now and another 4 years, or the hegemony will collapse on the surface. Then you can then start dealing with the rooted establishment that sustained it, the rooted foundation of impunity, corruption, and then a fraud that sustained it to this point. So whatever happens, to people like us, who knows that Nigeria is of no good to myself or my people, for those who know better, not under this arrangement, not ever in this kind of arrangement. I know. So for somebody like myself, it is always going to be a win-win situation. So don't look at me and say, Asiwaju is going to lead you for... Baba, calm down. Shebi Buhari is doing 8 years. How old were you 8 years ago? How old are you 8 years ago? Remove 8 years from your age right now. And then flash back to what your hope and aspirations were 8 years ago. So if you are willing to gamble your another 8 years or another 18 years of your life with these criminals, right? Be my guest, okay? Let's go back to Jos, where the Obidients, as usual, look at them. that's them finding their way out of their airport there in Jos. Okay. It was so hectic that way that somebody like Kwakwanso, who said that Peter Obi is an ethnic and religious candidate. So when you check the facts out there, right, which every day continue, right, to be or continue to pose the threat to the traditional base of the traditional career criminals called politicians in Nigeria, including in the mindset of a lot of us. You see, there's something about life which I have learned, and I want you to try it if you haven't or if you don't use it. As a man or as an adult, right? Please imbibe the ability, right, to update your mind. Update your mind or change your mind on things when you have access to any new information about them. I'm saying this because they are very good and they are very helpful. And if you have this, it's very helpful, rather. For example, if you know that, if you know about something, so sure about something, which is not bad, education does that. Then suddenly you have access to new information. It doesn't matter if that information is actually new, but the fact that you are accessing that information newly is a new information to you. When you compare to what you know or what you knew, at that moment, you have to upgrade your knowledge about that thing. Don't stay in a place. Let me tell you what I have observed. And that is why I said that they are going to win or not is a different thing right now. They are already posing serious threats to the traditional base of traditional criminal politicians in Nigeria. And this is not even like a hearsay. This is happening. You know them that they don't give people money. You know that. Where are they seeing all these people? On working day, when people are supposed to be working. Fine. Unemployment is almost 60% in Nigeria, if not more. But listen, this is happening, and it's not cheap to mobilize people like this, right? Whatever is driving them to be this so serious is now proving it that, listen, with what I have seen, if they do their election charade tomorrow, the entire Eastern Nigeria, especially the entire Eastern Nigeria and Niger Delta part of Nigeria, all of them have been locked down. About 11 or so of them have been locked down. For Obi, you can take that to the bank. Whether they are now going to allow them to deliver that or suppress them in order to further fuel what will later probably just sweep everybody away, including the oppressors. There will be nobody to be anything because majority of you will be surprised where these numbers are going to be coming from with what I have seen. And now seeing, they say seeing and believing. That's what I deal with. Then Southwest Nigeria, which is meant to be traditionally the base of Kolu. But for those who have been following things there, you can say, I'm not saying that it's going to beat Kolu if they do election in Yoruba land, though. But you and I know that Yoruba land is not on a lockdown for Kolu. You know it. Except if you don't want to accept it. It's no longer in lockdown. Lockdown means if they do 100% election or vote, at the real vote, at the fake vote, lockdown means it will be taking over 70% of everything there. To 80%, in fact, over 80% of everything there. That it won't even give anybody the chance elsewhere to even get 25% that they say constitutionally they should get. That's a threat. Some of you may not know. For those who are politically smart, that is a future threat if that should happen. And if they have to stop that, they will have to do it so visibly. They can't hide it with the way things are going in Yoruba land. You have seen the surge in them picking up cards here and there. Don't pretend you are not. Even though you traditionally believe is a joke, it's not going to happen. Now I'm telling you, if you have access to any recent information, you can please update what you know. But if you are living on that, that means you will only be praying that the criminals, the establishment, they should do their usual power and fuck them up. Make sure that they don't allow them to come out and do anything. But if it's democratic and they're allowed to do that, they are posing a big threat. Let's go back to that, Jos. I'm going to show you a few other places that I went to there. And I just want you to look at the people there, okay? These are people that are not paid. They didn't give them a dime. You know what I mean? That is them, okay? And I don't know if you are seeing what I'm saying, but let's go back to the road where they are driving him back to town.
Follow these vlogs.
It's a long drive from the airport. I'll take you back to that airport, right? So does that mean that that's how long the journey of those who actually went to go and wait for him at the airport? Look at this. Look at these people. And Plateau State is north central. Kaduna, Plateau, they are not north central states in northern Nigeria. And according to them, the north central is now also no longer traditionally where you naturally believe they should be anymore. Okay, and the likes of Kwakwanso will actually have to up their game, because if they are still living off the old information, so to say, this is real, okay? Or you may look at them and just say, "Am I going to forget it?" Of course, I'm with you. But my God, this thing is, they are going to crush them. Of course, I believe you. I am just here to say, if that doesn't happen, you can always remember how it all built up to what they can no longer crush. I'm just saying. Here is him. When he got into town, I think he met with a student. That's when he spent time with those ones. He went to other places, okay? But I'm not going to take you through all of that. But you need to listen to this, where he finally spoke with the people of what he has to do, like everyone else, right? Pay attention to the crowd. Pay attention to his audience. And always have it at the back of your mind, right? We don't know how they're doing it, but we know why they are getting this, right? Every person in that place came on their own volition, not persuaded or paid to come up. Just remember that when you are watching this. And he's there addressing them. Listen.
Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party. We have one thing in Plateau State. We have an altar that if you know you belong to the people of Nigeria, when you come to this altar, something must happen. We have APC. We have APC. That will not be our portion in Labour Party in Jesus' name. Our election, anybody that comes here, or anybody that is a Nigerian, that will know that he will not work for us, he will work for others. He will not work for Peter Obi. I want God not hear again. Close his eyes, will not see again. The only day that you will see is our swearing in Abuja this election. I have something to donate other people with disability for the whole Nigeria. I want them to have a challenge that let them not be begging on the street. Let them have the mind to work for their own self and help their own need. Let me say something last and the least. I want to give him a name. His name is not Peter Obi again. His name is Peter Dabo Obi. He's going to the Plateau State. And we have our father here. We are going to give him a name. Yusuf. That he's no more Yusuf. That you don't know. He is Dara Yusuf Dabo. Thank you. any challenge. We will work with every Nigerian. But before I speak, I'm going to speak for a few minutes. Before that, I want us to observe 1 minute silence. 1 minute silence. Please. A few days ago, in Plateau State, 16 members of PDP that came for campaign died in an accident. Let us observe a few 1 minute silence. Every Nigerian is the same thing. We are family. The life of every Nigerian is important to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigerian wants a break. 1 minute silence. When the souls and sons of all the faithful departed through the mercy of God, rest in peace. The new Nigeria we want to build have no party. The new Nigeria we want to build have no party. We want to save every Nigerian. Nigerians of today are hungry. Nigerians today are poor. We have become the capital of poverty in the world. Capital of youth unemployment, capital of insecurity, capital of out of school children, capital of where people don't have what to eat. That is what Daddy and I want to change. We want to build a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria is possible. With you, we are going to build a new Nigeria. This year's election will not be about tribe. It will not be about tribe. No tribe buys bread cheaper. It will not be about religion. No religion buys bread cheaper. And it is nobody's turn. It is your turn to take back your country. It is your turn to take back your country. That's what we want to do. What we want to do is that Daddy and I, we are here making a plate to you. We are here with our wife. That is my wife here. That is my wife here. You have seen different things now. We are here to make a plate to you. Now we are bound to secure and unite Nigeria. We don't want Nigeria with the division again. We want Nigerians to say I'm a Nigerian, whether I'm from the southeast or southwest or east. So we're not contest the election. I'm not contesting the election because I'm from the southeast. I'm contesting because I'm a Nigerian and I'm qualified and most qualified. Have vowed that we protect the interests of every Nigerian, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. That is why we say Nigeria will be great, no matter moving from consumption to production. So you can have job, so you can employ, you will be proud. Our students will go back to school, learning fully well, no have to strike again. 5 years. We will make school work. We are people of character. You know his name. Kati Baba Ahmed. That is his name. You know his age. You know what schools he went to. He has classmates. He went to middle school here in Jos. history. This is the settlement of everybody. This day become a home for everybody. We want to bring it back. We assure you, we will come here. This is my second or third time I'm coming here. And I'm going to go. Tell everything we are saying. We're not going to go from there. And 2 of us on the background, we are not stealing government money. You hear people taking down the salary? They didn't tell me to be stole money. They are stingy. We don't want people who are stingy. Because we don't want people to support us. We don't want people who waste our money. We want people who are keeping it. And they are keeping it for you. They use it for you. That's what we want to do. You know, that's what we want to start doing.
Alright. Baba, you don't do. We don't listen. You don't do. I know. Well, you just have to be in the diary. I'm so sorry if you don't feel comfortable listening to that. Same way when sometimes I have to just sit down here and listen to Kolu, Balabluing and all of that, even though that one can be a little bit cracker, right? Laughing and all that. But remember, this is the diary, okay? And yeah, we've stopped that because elsewhere, where they are asking people, are you going to vote for Atifku? Are you going to vote for PDP? Even people with them pay, they see they shout no. That also happened, in case if you miss it.
PVC, if you have collected your PVC, can we all see you? The whole world is watching you. Let me see you. Let me see you. Let me see you. Will you vote for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar? Will you vote for PDP? Will you vote for prosperity? Will you vote for healthcare? Will you vote for education sector? Will you vote for security? If you vote, say PDP.
Voila. I'm actually still waiting for people to probably show us the original video because some said that that one is doctored now. No, nurse Dini. That one is doctored now. How can you not see that? Then pay them. Maybe they know so they don't go get the balance. Abeokuta in Ogun State. No wonder when they left, when they were leaving, Baba, Bo lawyer for me, shoot them, kill them. Anybody where they road there, when no one will go, you fire them. That started from the stadium, straight to the streets. Atifku for president in Abeokuta.
See them, look, see that guy throwing stone in stick. See, shout the stone, shout they beat police won't jam them. Shout they break police windscreen. No. See how they drive. See how they jam that guy, jam his bike. See. And they stone them, they stone their security and article convoy. So they stone them. See. Before you know what's happen, now you just start to hear gunshots. Bow. See how people they take cover. See people they take cover. Now me they here on top for showroom. Why they hide? Now I come run enter. Say me no be say my watch the video down. Come on, lodge po kulu ẹ lọ ma wá gbé kúrò nu glass one de ni mo pe nu glass ni mo wà. So they shoot. Then they shoot everybody when they stone them for streets. How did they stone at?
Madman. Only changes Yoba. Omolomo. He didn't get the right English to use there. Like video Daron. What is Daron? What is Daron? Video Daron in English. I will go and record the video now. I'll be in trouble. I only joke kulu and I'm banning no glass in me. That means they will just come here and see my dead body when they start shooting now. Video down. That's Atifku living in Abeokuta. After they told him at the airport, at the stadium, will you vote for Atiku? No. Will you vote for prosperity? No. Will you vote for development? No. We are not voting for you. We came here on a contract. We've done our part. Alaye round up. Come like say somebody we're supposed to pay them, no pay. They'll chase them with Okada. Enter Lafenwa, from Lafenwa to what's that place called? That one that is a governor's that governor's road. Is it what do they call that road that leads to governor's office? Okay, Moson. Okay, Moson's raid. Oh yeah, shoot one before then he talk say more. They don't. They want all the first one ask you cool because see anger no get house. In Yoruba land, when I was growing up, they used to say that ibinu onile, anger no get house. Anger can turn up anytime. Sure, you get, Before you know it now, those mob, if you open car, drag a thief out. Alaji, it's Turakini here, Turaki. Sorry, we thought it's one of the people, So they had to shoot their way out. While I'm bored, you can continue to pretend or even look at me and blame me and say, hey, go shut up your mouth. Shut up your mouth. You don't know what you are talking about. Majority of those who told me, let me say this to you, okay? In case if you are new in this business, if they just recruited you, either for articulators or the Agbado Academy, whichever one you belong to, except if you are new, okay? For the past 8 years, I have been doing my best to heal up the lunatics, right? Who started the mantra, change, when the people who are going to drive the change were actually a bunch of criminals selected from different camp and different caucuses with their baggage of criminality following them. And I was raising alarm. Do you know something? All those who are your senior, who recruited you for 2023, they recruited people in 2019. They recruited themselves in 2015. You know what they told me? You will see that God will shame you. You dismayegun. You don't wish well for Nigeria. You see, some of this, this obedient thing seems to be kind of logical, more reasonable. But if you think they are like unruly, they don't get respect, they fire anybody, honestly speaking, ajepo news business, you are new to this business of fighting the establishment. In 2014, 2015, APC, Egbekegbe, was like a cult, a demonic cult. Families were tearing apart because some are not supporting Buhari. People are families, friendship, years of friendship cut off. Because these zombies were so sure Buhari was the last chance for Nigeria. If not, terrorists are going to overrun Nigeria. Jonathan was a very weak man and corrupt. No, it's logical, Ogbeni, Mr. Taiwo. That's why I'm trying to deconstruct the mind of some of you here. When you say you are a Mayegun follower, but right inside that your mind, there are some certain things that some of you are unable to connect together and become very, very a little bit sincere. You may not like Obi. Obi may belong to that class of the Nigerian elite and criminals. But it will be very, very, very unfortunate. And then it will be a sort of an injustice if every one of you should deny the real force that led to what you are witnessing called obedience today. So if you think it's not logical, well, you might have a chance of telling us what is then logical. Young people organized the best, most peaceful, and the most impressive public disobedience that lasted for 21 days in the recent history of Nigeria. And when they were crushed, they thought they've been crushed. Look at how they now turn it around to what Obi's benefit. So listen, if you think it's not logical, over to you. 2014, 2015, it was like they cost everybody. It was like a APC Kool-Aid. Criminals were actually, these are Tifku, Saraki, Tifnumbu, Kwakwanso, Dinomelaye, and so many of them like that. These are the change agent leaders in Nigeria that Nigerians are attacking themselves for. These people are coming to save us. These people are trying to they are trying to save Nigeria. But these are criminals now. No, don't say that. But here is the reason why I'm telling you that story. I, among other people, who try to stand on that logic to say, even if Goodluck Ebere Jolantan was everything they said it was. Bokuwari, an option. So, good luck with that, too. They said it to my face. You will see how God will shame you. You this shameless Mayegun, enemy of progress, enemy of Nigeria. I don't know what is wrong with this guy. This guy is finished. Nigerians are trying to save the life. They are trying to save their future. This useless guy is staying in Scotland. He's talking rubbish. That's why I said, if you are one Nigerianist, and you probably feel like I am your friend. I'm not your friend in that aspect. It's a political, it's called political ideology. Our political ideology doesn't match. They don't match. Okay? So I'm not your friend. I may say things that kind of speak right about what you, or decide of where you belong to, but we are not friends. Politically, we are not. So these guys were like, shut up your mouth. Buhari that didn't steal any money. Buhari that he was head of state. He didn't blah, 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 blah. Oh, this I told them. And they told me, they said, in a space of 3 months, I will regret publicly going against APC, that is trying to save Nigeria. You know what happened? In 2015, the total number of officially jobless Nigerians, they were put at 13.5 million. Nigeria debt in 2015, when these criminals came on, was put at same 7.5 trillion naira. When these guys came in 2015 and told them they are going to end Boko Haram in 3 months, what they didn't tell people was that Boko Haram will go on sabbatical, rebrand, and expand. Today, you have more than what is Boko Haram in Nigeria. Today, you have more people living in poverty in Nigeria. Today, the economy of Nigeria has shrunk beyond what many of you can recover from in another 10 years, by the way. Today, Nigeria is the capital of the most unemployed people in the world. Today, Nigeria has become the second most terrorized people in the entire world. Today, Nigeria Naira is as worthless as what you can actually think of it. Today, corruption has been legalized in Nigeria. You just need to choose where or which side you belong to before you're involved in corruption. Today, in Nigeria, everyone else is to be blamed for whatever is going on with Nigeria, but those who are really Nigeria, don't blame them. Why are you going to blame them? So those who told me that their fake God, fake Nigeria God, was going to put me to shame because I was telling them the truth, they didn't want to listen to, so they hated me for it, and they wished me evil. They wished me everything they could wish me. But you know what happened? As they are destroying Nigeria, my life was getting better and better and better and better. I just don't want to brag about that now. Seriously. They are destroying your lives. A lot of us are improving on our lives. In 8 years, ladies and gentlemen, my life changed. I mean, I'm a testimony of when they say hard work pays. When you look at me, you'll be like, oh, I remember this Mayegun. Man, I remember this Mayegun. 8 years. That same 8 years, 133 million of you were dipped in poverty. A lot of you were making good money, doing businesses, jobs. You were gainfully employed in 2015. Some of you had to run away from Nigeria when you realized that the whole world is about to see that you're about to have to lose everything. You've lost your job, you've lost your savings, little what is left of you, you sold them, got a visa, escaped from Nigeria. Then you think you can actually look at me and say, I am the enemy of Nigeria or your enemy because you are aspiring to fix a shithole that is deliberately made worse. You can't surprise me. You can't, The good thing that you can use in shutting somebody like me up, Mayegun, is that when I can look around and see real good things that are making real impact in your lives, not fraudulent things, temporary things that they just put out there to deceive you further. So I'm not your enemy. You don't need to like me. And I've told people, I am not here for you to like me, okay? And I say my mind, and somehow, I have a lot of people that actually want to, they believe that I'm speaking their mind too. So when you choose anything you want to choose about Nigeria, you are not doing me. At least I am young. I still have so many options. You know what I mean? I'm not living in Nigeria and I have so many options. When I say options, all options that could make me live a meaningful life. Look at me. I have opportunity enough that I could take opportunities to people that Nigeria have denied opportunities for decades. Why do you think that is possible? Hard work. A very hardworking, consistent young man that if he was in Nigeria, he would have to bend the knee, lick the ass, or chase the crumbs before he can even make any mark, or else he will become, what do you call it? All right, as some of you that they have reduced to absolutely nothing or beggars. Now, I'm so blessed that I've got so many blessed people around me. Now, I have got so much blessing that from here on this platform, after telling people that, listen, you have chance of making your choices, make your choice. You make your choice. But if you have a chance of knowing something that will help you in making those choices, look into them. But whatever it is, and you decide on, right? You should also be able to actually take responsibilities. That's what Mayegun teaches. Now, we have taken it further by now reaching out to the people that we are actually trying to preach this to and touching their lives directly. I have been a blessing. So don't look at me because you want to defend politicians. Okay? Don't look at me because the criminals that have made your life a mess, those ones that sent all of us out of Nigeria. Yes, they did. Those ones who have stifled opportunities, those ones who have no remorse for all the wrongs they have done. So don't look at me when I talk about them and think I am your enemy. So fuck off. I am not. And that would be a lie, that if you continue to believe that, you continue to live a miserable life. You continue to figure out what is wrong with my life. Why is everything not working? Because you are living a lie, blaming somebody else for the unfortunate, terrible decisions that you have been making all over your life, including the political one. I just want you to know them better. You are sitting down there destroying people's name. Which people? Why are you lying? Why am I not talking about you? Why am I not picking up your name? Why am I not picking up your parent, your father, or your mother? Why am I not talking about them? Why am I talking about the criminals who are making decisions that are affecting the lives of millions of us, including those of you that have managed to escape from Nigeria? Think about that. Why then should you look at me and be like, this is my ego self? Because majority of you have been destroyed. No apologies. Nigeria is a very, very, very terrible place. No thanks to these criminals. They messed us up a lot. And they're still doing it with so much gale and braggadocios, like nothing will happen. But people like us who have been studying things and then checking things here and there, we know it's just a bubble. It will soon burst. When it bursts, you're gonna look back and be like, I used to dislike that Mayegun because the way he talks about these people. I am not defaming them. When I talk about your criminal leaders, the Olori Brukus that some of you are using their profile pictures on social media, those Olori Brukus, those relics. When I speak about them alone, I'm not defaming them. I'm not, how could you say that about calm down? The only shock you are feeling is that you probably never believe that somebody will be bold enough, right, repeatedly, and say all these things, right? But it's not your fault. Now, the way they made you, the way they conditioned you, you are built to be a slave. Or no? It doesn't matter whether you are educated or not. No, it doesn't matter. It's not your fault, but that you now know better, or you don't want to get out of that cage, that one is your fault. From your childhood, they raised you to be a slave in Nigeria. Don't ask any question. Just obey. Isn't that how many of you were raised? When you went to school, whether university, whether wherever you, is that not the same way they are treating you? Obey. If you dare go outside that guide, then you are a rebel. And they will make sure and assure you that you may not make it in life because you are not listening. So that's what they did to you. So that is why it will be shocking for you to feel like, how could somebody say Tinubu is Atole? On social media, don't you care about your life, your future? Baba, that's one of the most stupid line of argument, question from the dumbest people called Nigerians I have listened to. You know that? The dumbest Nigerians. Don't you, why, hey, you this boy, why don't you just think about your future? All these things you are saying, you better think about your future. Baba, there is no future for anybody that is in the hand of these criminals. They've looted everything. They've stolen everything. That your future they are talking about is just imagination, your own imagination. It has nothing to do with Nigeria. Because these criminals, they have mortgaged those future. You see them do it every time. And they don't give a damn. So don't let any Olori Bruku, uncle, or anybody from anywhere try to make you feel so guilty. Guilty of speaking up. So these guys are not being defamed though. They are rogues. They are criminals. But Nigeria is a place where criminals are rewarded, starting from your presidents, Bokuwari, then the heroin money launderer, Tinubu, or Atifku, SPV, what do you call it? SPV, open corruption merchants. What about Obi? What about him? Tell me, if you show me something that he stole. Don't make things up like the zombies that some of you actually are, especially the one Nigerianist. Anyway, I thought I should let you know that, okay? It might be shocking to you. There is no future anymore left that these criminals want to take from you for speaking out. Trust me, there is none. Even those who went to the future and came back, they said, oh, don't try it, though. Anyway, I am going to go make myself a cup of tea. Oh, sorry. I think it's 10. Okay. So I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea and then I'm going to take one or two calls. But let me tell you something about what we're going to do soon. Okay. So we have actually mopped up almost 8 million naira from our 10 million naira for this 6,000 school children. We are doing our little best, right, to see what we can do to help the out of school children in Yoruba land. Okay. We don't know the actual number yet, but we are trying to make our own little impact this coming week, or should I say before the end of this month, okay? So within 2-3 days, we have been able to put together at least over 8 million naira. There's some stuff's coming up as well, okay? So we are still very much short of, almost 8 million naira. So we're still very much short of about 2 million naira, which we have to make sure we cover before the end of the month, which will go straight into security and then logistics. Sure you get. However, I'll just you more of this, especially when the production starts next Monday. So we have been able, listen to this. So we already have the 7.45 million naira that is going to print for us 50,000 copies of exercise books for 6,000 school children across Yoruba land. It's very small, it's token, but trust me, it is also very big because of our heart that we're actually putting into it, offering this as a care. There's another good news, right? For the first time, we have registered the first Yoruba socio pro-independence NGO in Nigeria. So now, officially, we are about to start something you haven't seen before. Sure you get? Yes, it's going to be big. And this is the genesis, right? I'll make my tea, take 1 or 2 calls, then call it a night. There is so much going on. So in another few months or so, you probably will be able to come and ask me, Mayegun, what are you doing about this? I'll say, well, ask the union. It's called the Yoruba Union. It's wonderful. It's been registered. Don't tell anybody yet, but it's been registered, confirmed, official, and just about to be seen in your dailies in Nigeria. Don't tell anyone yet. I'm coming. I'll go make tea.
Liar.